Today we're going to start learning some new kinds of things. We're going to review still some phonics skills and a little bit of what we were working on before we left school, but we're going to review those so that we can learn new things in a few days. And then we're going to start a brand new unit about animals, and this unit is really cool. We're going to learn all about, it's called creature features. So we're going to learn all about different things that animals have as parts of their bodies that let them do different things to help them survive, and it's really fun. So today we're going to start reading books about that. Hi, Caleb. While we get started, let's just see what Mr. Rogers can tell us today. Let's see. This is a good one. It's not quite summer yet, but it's called Summer Rain. And this week, I think we're supposed to have kind of a lot of rain. So let's see what he has to say about rain. It says, "The sun is sad and I am glad. My flower has needed the rain. The summer sky's been awfully dry. My flower just had to complain. I know it's wet as it can get, but listen and let me explain. If you were a flower, you'd wish for a shower, a lovely summer rain. My flower's bed was hard as lean before we had this summer rain. My flower's head was bowed and red. I think she had cause to complain. And then the sky began to cry and water poured down once again. Although we are wetter, my flower feels better. She loves the summer rain." It's kind of like spring. The flowers need all the water so that they can grow. This is another one about rain. It's called It's an Ugly Day. And part of the weekend was kind of like this. We were just all stuck inside. It's an ugly day. It's an ugly day made of muggly gray. It's a sit down by the fire and be snuggly day. It's a cloudy day and a dowdy day. It's a play some Chinese checkers, read out loud day. It's a day to cuddle up with a chocolate cookie, hook a rug or knit. 'Cause it's an ugly day made of muggly gray. It's a better wear your sweater and be snuggly day. If we pop us some corn and make cinnamon toast, I'd say we made the most of an ugly day. So even if it's kind of ugly outside and we're stuck inside, we can still make the best out of it. All right, Kellen's here and Maggie. Awesome. Let's get started. Okay, today we're going to practice some bossy R words. And bossy R words are those words where there is a vowel and an R that comes right after them, and that makes the vowel say a totally different sound. So today we're going to practice AR, and AR says that pirate sound, R, right? Like a pirate. And there are so many words that use this sound. We can hear it at the middle of the words, some at the beginning of some of the words, and even sometimes at the end. So let's practice a few of those. One word that we hear R at the beginning of the word is arm, right? We hear it right at the beginning. It has two sounds. Listen, R, arm, right? But we know two letters make that first sound. Can you try it on your board? Arm, arm. Very good. It's A-R-M. How about in the middle of the word, like in barn, barn? We're going to learn about chickens today, and lots of them might live in a barn. Let's stretch it. Ready? B-R-N, barn. Give it a try. Barn. Ready? B-A-R-N. Barn. Good. So sometimes we hear it at the beginning, arm. Sometimes we hear it at the middle, barn. And sometimes we'll hear it at the end. I see Caleb has another good word. He's right. Farm has A-R in the middle, also where chickens live. Nice job. Let's try a word that we hear R at the end, like in far, far. My grandma lives far away. Let's stretch it. Ready? R, far. Can you write it? Far. Very good. It's F-A-R, far. And we can change it to Caleb's word, farm, by adding an M at the end. Farm. Very good. We can also use, we hear AR at the end when we write the word car, right? CAR. Let's try some other ones. Let's try, Jose gave me a good example. Let's try yarn. Let's stretch out the word yarn. Ready? Y-R-N, yarn. Can you write it? Yarn. Y-A-R-N, yarn. Very good. Let's try, this is the name of a month and an action, the word March. March is the name of the month that comes before April, and also you can march by kind of like in a parade, people march together. Let's stretch it. Ready? March. Try it. Oh yeah, you guys are doing a great job thinking of some other bossy R words. March. Ready? M-A-R-C-H. Very good. How about let's try the word start. Start. It is time to start the day. Let's stretch it. Ready? S-T-R-T. Start. Can you write all the sounds you hear in start? Start. S-T-A-R-T. Very good. Let's try one more. This one's a compound word, and it has two words that you put together to make one word. And we know that we can stretch one word at a time. Let's try backyard. Backyard. When it's sunny, I get to play in my backyard. You could stretch out all the sounds. B-A-C-Y-A-R-D. Backyard. That's a lot to remember. But you could start by stretching out back. B-A-C. Back. Then stretch out yard. Y-R-D. Yard. Give it a try. Backyard. B-A-C-K-Y-A-R-D. Very good. Yeah, bark has a bossy R too. All right, let's write a sentence. Ready? Will we ride in a car to the park? 9 words. And it's a question. So the sentence is asking you yes or no. Will you do this? Yes or no. Will we ride in a car to the park? Give it a try. Will we ride that's a bossy, or that's a magic E. Will we ride in? Will we ride in a car to the park? Will we ride in a car to the park? Check to see that you have a capital letter. Check to see that you have an end mark. Think about what kind of end mark you need for this sentence. Let's check it. Ready? Will, capital W. Will we. Those are 2 words we can spell in a snap. Ride has a magic E. I-D, ride. The E makes the I say its own name. In a car, K-R, to the park, P-R-K, park, with a question mark. Very good. Nice job, everybody. Okay, so today we're going to practice making numbers in tens and ones. We were learning this before we left school. And so remember, first we practiced with a tens frame, right? So if we were going to make the number, if we were going to make the number 13, we would fill up a tens frame. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3. And we saw when we had 13, we had one full tens frame and 3 extras. And those numbers match here. This number shows how many groups of 10 there are. This has one group of 10. And this number shows how many ones there are that don't fill up a tens frame. So the number 13 means there's one full 10 and 3 extra ones that don't make up a full tens frame. Let's try a few more. I'm going to draw the number. I want to see if you can tell me what it is. What's this number? I have a full tens frame, a row of 5, and a row of 3. How many ones are down there? So I have 10, and then I know I have 5 here, so I can count on 6, 7, 8. So I have 18. Very good. And we write the number 18 like this. That means 1 full tens frame and 8 ones. Very good. Hi, Zane. Okay. But then we learned that if we wanted to make a bigger number, let's say, I don't know about you guys, but I've been watching the Bulls documentary, and I have a Scottie Pippen jersey. So I've been wearing the number 33 a lot. And 33, I could draw 10 tens frames, but that would take a long time to fill out 10 tens frames. So we decided that when we had a full tens frames, we had those tools at school. Remember those little green kind of foamy tools? Well, the little ones were 1, and we saw that if we had 10 small cubes, we could glue them together to make one tall 10. And then there were 10 little cubes inside of it. So when we were drawing, we would draw a big line that looks like a 1 but was a little bit taller. So when we see this, that means one group of 10, right? So then to make the number 33, see, this is why we need a faster way. Look how long this takes. So make the number 33, I would need 3 tens, and I could draw them like this, 3 tens, but then I need the other 3. This 3 means how many ones there are that don't fit in a tens frame. So they'd be over here, right? So I would draw it like this. 33 would look like this in how we were practicing at school. 3 tens, 10, 20, 30, 31, 32, 33. Each of these we're pretending we took out the little cubes from here and we glued them together and they would be big and tall like that. Let's try to write another number. Let's practice some Bulls numbers. Let's practice Michael Jordan's number, 23. The greatest of all time, 23. So his number has 2 tens and 3 ones. 2 tens and 3 ones. So we would draw it like this. 10, 20, 21, 22, 23. Nice. We already did Scottie Pippen. Let's do Dennis Rodman. He used number 91 on the Bulls, 91. So his number has 9 groups of 10 and 1 1. 9 groups of 10 and 1 1. So it would look like this: 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Oh my gosh. 1. 91. Very good. So we got Jordan, Rodman. Let's see. I'm going to draw you some numbers now and see if you can count them. Let's try this one. Can you count that one? What's that number? Then you count by ones. What's that number? Well, let's count. We have 10, 20, 30, 40. We have 4 10s. So that's the number 40. Then we count on the ones. 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47. Very good, 47. Nice job. Let's try another one. Let's try this one. And count this one. Did you get it? Let's try it. Ready? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. So I'm going to start with my 8. Then I count the ones. 81, 82, 83, 84, 85. Very good. Let's do one more. This one. Did you get it? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 71. 71. What number is it if I take this away? Then it's just 70, right? 70. Good. What if I take a 10 away? What is it now? Then it's 60, right? Very good. Nice job, everybody. So your IXL topics this week are practicing 10s and 1s. And tomorrow we'll practice how we can use pictures like this to add 2 numbers together. Today we're just practicing remembering how to write those numbers. So if you want to practice more of this today, you can have anyone in your family tell you a 2-digit number and you can practice drawing it. Or you can draw the numbers and you can have them guess it. Or you can look up your favorite sports players and try to write their numbers on their jerseys in 10s and 1s. That'd be kind of fun. Okay, so we saw so many cool houses on Friday. And if you're still working on your house, you can show it to us this Friday. I can't wait to see the ones you're working on. But this week we're going to start talking about animals. And the big question we're going to be thinking about is this one. How are young plants and animals similar to their parents? We're going to sometimes change this word similar to different. So we're going to think about How are young plants and animals similar to their parents and different from their parents? You can think about that right now. You are a young human and your parents are adults. And you have some things that are similar, that are the same about you guys, and some things that are different. Some things are the same is you all have noses, you all have ears and fingers, and some things are different are that your parents probably have a big set of teeth like mine, and you maybe have some big teeth, but you have little teeth mostly, and your parents are tall and you are short, and there are lots of different things about parents and adults. And we're going to see that too when we read about animals. Some animals look very similar when they're babies and they grow up and they look just the same as their parents, and some look very different, and some start in a completely different way. So the animals we're going to read about today are chickens. So we're going to read this book called A Chicken's Life. I'm sorry the words are backwards for you. And this book is going to teach us a lot about chickens, and it has some great text features in it. Text features help us to use the book in an even easier way. So this table of contents tells us the different sections of this book. It starts with a life cycle. You might be thinking, what is that? We're going to talk about that a lot. And it goes through all these parts, and at the end there's a picture glossary and an index. A picture glossary tells us a word and what it means. And the index can help us look for something we want to read about. If we want to read about worms, we can go to page 14. If we want to read about feathers, we can go to these pages. Right now, we're going to start at the beginning because I want to read about life cycles, and that's the first chapter. So I want you to be thinking, how are these baby chicks the same as their parents, and how are they different as their parents? Okay? Life cycles, it says. All living things have a life cycle. Chickens have a life cycle. A chick hatches from an egg. It grows up. A chicken lays eggs. The life cycle starts again. Wondering what that term life cycle means. Eggs. A female chicken is called a hen. A hen lays eggs. So this is a female chicken, a mama chicken, and she laid eggs. The hen sits on the eggs to keep them warm. A baby chick is inside each egg. So does this baby chick look like the mama chick right now? Well, something I see that the same as they both have a beak. But this baby is living inside an egg and the mom is not. So that's something that is different about them. Here comes the chicks. The chick hatches from the egg. The chick starts with yellow feathers. Look how fluffy they look. If you've ever pet a little chick before too, they're really soft and fluffy. But he doesn't look like the mama egg, the mama chicken. She has white feathers. But they have some things are the same, their beak and their eyes. But this mama has these parts of her face that the baby doesn't have yet. And I can't see the mama's feet, so I'm not sure how close those look. Worms. The chicks eats worms and insects. The mother hen keeps her chicks safe. Just like mama humans and daddy humans. They take care of the little guys. The chicks grow bigger. They're starting to look a little bit more like their mamas. Their feathers are turning white. And can you see this part? It's starting to look like This part is growing. I wonder what that part's called. The chick's feathers turn white. A male chick grows into a rooster. A female chick grows into a hen. Now that baby chick that was yellow and fluffy not so long ago is starting to look just like its mama. Look, now she looks just the same. Then the hen lays eggs, and the life cycle starts again. So now this little chick grew up and became a hen, and now she lays eggs and has chicks of her own. And then what was going to happen with these chicks? They'll grow up and they'll have little chicks of their own. And that's what we call a life cycle. This is what we're going to learn about. A life cycle is something that happens to all things that grow and live. They start one way and then they get bigger and bigger and bigger and then they start again. So a chicken's life starts inside an egg, and then the chick hatches and the chick grows up and becomes a hen, and then she lays more eggs, and then that egg becomes a chick and grows up into a teenage chicken and then becomes a hen, and over and over and over again. So we're going to be learning about this week. So that is the life cycle of a chicken. And I saw some things in this book that I didn't know the words for. And when I looked in the glossary, they didn't tell me what I wanted to know. I wanted to know about some of the chicken's body parts. Like, I don't know what these are called here. And when I looked in the glossary, it told us what the word chick means, rooster, hatch, and hen. And the chick I know is a baby chicken, and the rooster is the dad chicken. Hatch means to come out of an egg, and hen is the mom chicken. So this isn't telling me what I want to know. So I might have to find a different book about chickens. And I happen to have one here. This one is called Chicken Chickens, and it's by Gail Gibbons. And Gail Gibbons writes a lot of science books, so I bet she'll have some answers in here. So first thing I'm going to look to see if there's a table of contents, because that could help me to get into the right direction. But there's not. Some books don't have that. Then I'm going to look in the back to see if there's a glossary. There's some directions for how to do things, but there's not a glossary to tell me where the words are. So sometimes we just have to flip through the book until we find something that might be helpful. Oh, and look, it's right here at the beginning. This page has tons of labels, and labels tell us what the words for things are. So here I see a hen, and that red part on top that I was curious about up on the cover, that's called the comb. Can you say that? Comb, like you comb your hair, the same word. And then she has an ear, an eye, a nostril, and a beak. And then that red part underneath her beak, that's called the wattle. Can you say wattle? So sometimes I can learn a little bit from one book, but then I need to look at another book to find the information that started giving me questions in one book. This got me on a path of wanting to know more, and then I had to look in another book to find the answers. And then I see claws, toes, legs, thighs. Here I see on this picture of the hen, her covering are called feathers. But then when I look here on this baby chick, this says soft feathers called down. So these feathers are different than these feathers. They're a different kind. They're called down. They're softer. But they have some of the same things too. Tail, wing, thigh, legs, claws, toes. But they don't have the comb and they don't have the wattle. And then a rooster has some things that are the same too as the chick. He's got his legs, his toes, his claws. But on him, he has spurs. Can you see these little pointy things on the back of his legs? And then the chick's tail feathers are almost the same color as the chick. But look at the rooster's tail feathers. These are called sickle feathers. So if this chick grows up to be a hen, if this chick is a girl, she'll have feathers that look like this. And if this chick is a boy, he'll have feathers that look like this with these sickle feathers. And he also has a comb and a wattle. Cool, huh? So each day we're going to read about a different animal and we're going to learn about its life cycle. Tomorrow we're going to learn about frogs, and frogs have a pretty cool life cycle to them. Today I thought that we could try to do a Zoom call in the afternoons. I know a lot of you guys already have your schedules and I don't want to overwhelm you, but I thought when Mrs. Mariscal read a book with us that we could all see the words, I thought that was so cool. And I wanted to do that with you in the afternoons, just like we would at Snack and Story Time. And then I could also show you what we're going to do for writing, because we're going to start doing a new kind of writing too. The writing that we're going to do is we're going to make up our own characters and write stories about them. So today at 1 o'clock on Zoom, I'm going to read a Henry and Mudge book. And then I'm going to show you the first part of your writing assignment that's on your schedule. And it's to draw a character that you'd like to write stories about, a realistic character, someone who's not real, but who could be real. So that's what we're going to do today at 1 o'clock. And the link is in your schedule and the password is Goethe. Okay, so I hope to see you guys there. In the meantime, you can work on math score today and Lexia. You can practice writing numbers in tens and ones, and then try to do a little bit of reading on RazKids or your books at home. Or you can try library.cps.edu, just like I'm going to this afternoon and Miss Mariscal showed us on Friday. Okay, so I'll see you in a couple of hours on Zoom. Bye, everybody.